In this short tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use Classroom Screen, a website that is a great classroom management tool. So I'm going to access it through our Padlet. That's where we are right now. And I'm just going to click on the link, Classroom Screen. And the website's super easy to remember. It's just classroomscreen.com. One thing to remember with this is that this website doesn't require any accounts, so therefore it doesn't save. So any work that you do on it, actually, you'll have to add those widgets in every time you're on. So there's actually all down here. These are your different widgets that you can utilize. You can change the background, the language if you choose to. This is a random name and number generator. And this is one area where it can kind of be a little bit of a downer if it doesn't because it doesn't save. But what you can do is actually click, when you add in all your kids' names right there, you can click on the little save button right there, and you can actually save the file as a text file. And then next time you come in here, when you launch this widget, you can actually just upload that text file back onto your onto your classroom screen. Right here is a sound level meter. So if you want to set it up so learners, you have a visual way for learners to kind of monitor their noise levels. This is where you have the cutoff point where it gets too loud. You can change the sensitivity level. So 1 is not very sensitive, 5 is super sensitive, depending on what your needs are and your learning environment. Here, this is a QR code generator. So all you have to do is put in your website that you want them to access. So I'll just put in edutopia.org. You hit enter, you see how it changed, and then they can actually just come in up to the screen with their devices, scan this QR code to access the website. This is a drawing tool, so you'll see how in the background, let me remove a couple of these things, it actually turns the whole screen into a drawing tool, where you also have some options down here on adding like a coordinate plane, those kind of things that you might want to use. All right, and then there's also just a drawing pad. So if you don't want to take up the whole screen, but you want to include that drawing pad, you have that right there, and you can click and drag it anywhere you want. And in addition to that, down here, you can also upload an image to the drawing pad that you might want to edit. So it could be a problem that you want to model for your learners, like a math problem. It could be actually a quote from a book that you want to, or an article that you're reading that you'd want to annotate. So lots of different options there. Here, this widget is your text pad. So you can actually just come up here and you can type directions, whatever you want. Please work in your stations on your assigned task. So something like that. The work symbols, and then to get rid of the widgets, you have to hit the little X. I'm going to remove some of them so it doesn't get too busy. The work symbols will actually give learners a cue on what you expect them, how you expect them to be working at that time. The traffic light can be used in multiple ways. It could, what I've used it for is when I'm doing a station rotation model with a group of learners. Green is when the time has just started and they have like at least 15 minutes worth of time. When we start to get down to 10 minutes or 5 minutes, depending, I'll move it to yellow. So if they don't hear me giving that 5-minute warning, they can always come up here and refer to this. And then when we get down to 2 minutes, I turn it to red, so they have that visual cue on how much time they have left. In addition, there is a timer that you can set, different kind of functions that you have with that. And then there's just your regular old clock as well. One other cool functionality right down here is if you click on that, it'll actually create an exit poll. So, but the only thing with this is you can change the question up here. You can modify the question, but learners need to have access to your computer or to whatever device is displaying this in order to provide this feedback. So each time they're voting, you see how the votes get put up here, and then you can actually see the results right there. All right. And then the next thing that you can do as well is down here, you can click right there to hide your widgets. But that's about it. Great, easy tool to use with a variety of functions that you can, that's super flexible, so you can adapt to whatever needs you have in your learning environment. Thank you very much.